Sanjay Lazar is with us. He's CEO of Avialaz Consultants. He's an aviation expert and an author. And we'll get the perspective of what this means for India's ambition to have a hub like a Dubai or a Heathrow. And with Vineet Bulinjkar, who's head of research at Ventura Securities, we're going to talk about the stock aspect for Adani Enterprises. Let me speak to you first, Sanjay, and just get a sense from you. So the inauguration is tomorrow, but it is going to take off the first flight from December. In terms of the vision and the capacity, it's obviously much, much larger than the current capacity in Mumbai, which was already bursting at the seams. What is going to be the impact on passenger prices, on convenience, and also the amount of traffic we will see?
Thank you, Tamanna, for having me on your show. Yes, it's a red letter day tomorrow because, it's, if you remember, it's after 2008 that we'll actually be inaugurating a new greenfield airport in India. The last two were Hyderabad and Bangalore. And we'll have now Navi Mumbai and then Jewar shortly. Like Anushi said, it'll start at 20 MMPA and eventually with 2 runways, 4 terminals, it'll go up to 90 MMPA. Though in my view, it should have been larger, planning for the growth in Indian aviation and in that space. But given that Delhi is already in the top 10, Jewar will make the NCR region a massive hub. But Navi Mumbai is going to give Mumbai that quantum leap it needs. It's also going to provide a huge fillip to that entire Pune-Mumbai area. Pune has been starved of an international airport, as you know. So that entire belt of Maharashtra, the Kolhapur, Sholapur, Pune region will also feed into this. I also see a lot of new long-haul routes eventually being opened up maybe a year down the line out of Navi Mumbai. The reason for this is quite simple. You will have a longer runway. You'll have 2 runways eventually. And I do expect government to open up some bilaterals specifically targeted to Navi Mumbai. I see this as a huge fillip for the Adani Group, which has done this in record time. However, it must be pointed out, and this is tongue-in-cheek, that, Navi Mumbai Airport was first conceptualized 74, 75. Came on paper in 85. I remember 94, 95 is when the government started the process. Air India built a colony from 95 onwards in Navi Mumbai, and it's 2025 today. So, hats off to Adani for having defeated what the government took 30 years to build, or 40 years, and done it in record time. The airport looks splendid from the visuals we've seen. And I do believe it's going to be a game changer. The one dampener would be the lack of multimodal connectivity by your tubes, your underground railway, and the trains, which are still coming. They're still being developed. But once that is in, I do believe it's going to make a sea change. We're going to see a lot more passengers flying. Cargo is going to become very essential because, your fruits, your fresh vegetables, your floriculture, everything that comes in from interior Maharashtra will get picked up much quicker. So I see that, this is going to help a great deal in trade. I also see lots of SEZs coming up, lots of construction. So I can see that expressway becoming, a booming metropolis on its own, which is a great sign for us.
Yeah. And interesting facets, Sanjay, that you brought out in your opening answer. Thanks for that. Let me get in Vineet Bulinjkar in the conversation as well. Vineet, from a business perspective and some telltale signs or some telltale measures that Sanjay spoke about, what do you expect this to do to the surrounding economy and the ecosystem?
So obviously, with the infrastructure kicking in for the airports, I think it's going to mean that, there is going to be a lot of development coming in and around the area. Also, there's a large number of, projects, rail and road connectivity that are going to build up. So we are going to see the entire ecosystem around the Navi Mumbai airport, develop into a massive Mumbai 3 of sorts, as you call it. So, we are going to have probably 3 cities, which are part of a large conglomerate, which is Mumbai, Navi Mumbai, and Maha Mumbai, which is going to build up. And, we are going to see some $1 billion of investments coming out here and, ignite Maharashtra's Mumbai into a very, very large oligopoly.
Vineet, what is the, I would say, ripple effect of something like this and on listed entities as well? The one on Adani Enterprises is an obvious one, and you've spoken about that. Of course, standard disclaimers there. But there is so much of infrastructure in the area, real estate players in the area, and there is going to be a build-on effect as well. How do you see that playing out?
So, just let us talk about, the number of, the number of people who are looking to come in. We're talking of close to, 20 million consumers coming in for airports, and which is going to go to 30 million over a period of time, over the next 10 years. And, if you see, we are going to see a massive flow in, the airport growth for the Adani Group, growing from about 10,000 crores in FY25 to about 15,000 crores in FY27. That's about a 23% CAGR growth. And EBITDA is also expected to grow to about 40%, which is about 6,000 crores of EBITDA. And capex, which is already at 10,000 crores, and they're looking to add another 6,000 crores of capex to the business. So that is the kind of growth that is going to come in purely for the airports as such.
Okay. Okay, Sanjay, in terms of, and I asked this in the beginning, but I want to just pinpoint on it. In terms of airfares, do you see any change here with larger volumes, at least flying out of this region?
I do see, let's understand that the PSF and, the government fees and the airport fees will be fixed by AERA. I do see there may be a slight softening of airfares only out of this airport purely to attract people to make the move. But eventually, I don't see that there's going to be a drop in airfares overall in the long term, because there is so much of demand. Remember that entire Pune demand. We are only talking about Mumbai growing, but look at what Pune and Nasik and all those areas will bring in will be huge. To also refer to a point my other guest made, is typically the thumb rule for an airport is a multimodal transport hub like this would be for every 10 million passengers, about a 1 lakh jobs created, whether it's in real estate, whether it's in luxury, travel, whether it's in hotels, or whether it's in, basic retail. So I think we're going to see a huge explosion there. In terms of pricing, don't expect airfares to crash. They're not going to crash. There's going to be excess capacity, but remember, it's a demand that's already exists. People who travel to Delhi and people who travel to other cities will now come directly to Navi Mumbai. So I just see a short-term drop to entice passengers to come in. But over the long term, I think these prices of air tickets are going to remain stable. Airlines have learned that every high is the new base, and airports also run that. So I think we have to learn that we're going to end up paying more to travel in any case in the long term. So let's stick to that. Yeah.
Might as well travel in style while that is happening, Sanjay. And that's well put as well. But both of you gentlemen, thank you so much for this initial take on what promises to be a landmark infrastructure development for the Mumbai and the MMR region and the surrounding areas as well. By the way, Pune, Navi Mumbai, Khandala, what have you. I think all of those benefit from this.